It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, and it's the Big Detecting Show. Good evening, Mr. Gaylor. How are you?
I'm fine. Good evening, everyone. Hello, Dave. How are you? You all right?
I'm,
It's
I'm, I'm
hot.
happy that I can hear you, and I'm happy that I can see you, and you've had no technical hitches
Do you know why?
because you're in the
Because,
garden, because you're in a
yeah,
field.
I'm in the field. Yeah, I'm in the field. No, I'm in the garden. And I thought I might as well sit out here because it's nice and warm. It's like 40 degrees down south. What is it up north? It's probably raining, isn't
407.
it? Uh, mm. Well, the sun's still up here. Still probably another 4 or 5 hours. But yeah, you can see still up. But yeah, I'm good. Yeah,
Yeah. Tired,
yeah.
tired. Busy week. Busy week, as have you.
Yes. I've had a well, those who don't know, my mum passed away the other week, so sorting out the funeral and everything. So it's a bit of a not a palaver, I wouldn't say it's an awful thing to say, but it's things come with death, and it's when you go to school, you think when people die, they die, but they don't, do they? It's hell and all paperwork and things to fill out. So yeah, sorting that out. Even sorry,
Love, man. That was it.
yeah,
Love.
yeah, yeah. So it was only my dad just over a year ago, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
yeah, double barreled. But I've got this hobby that we love doing, which massively helps. So you get there out in the field and turn off, and it's good for the brain. So you can focus.
So, for those of people who were moaning that we weren't on air 2 weeks ago, I'm sure now you understand why we weren't on air 2 weeks ago, and it wasn't for me to discuss, so it wasn't for me to give that reason. So, crack on.
Yeah. So we just move forward now, and yeah, and that's where we are. But
And we've
it's
we've got some big detecting show plans in the near future as well, a new evolution, haven't we?
have we? Yeah. No. Yes, we have, David. Yes. Massive, huge, global.
Big,
Yeah.
big.
But it's right. I've got. If anyone thinks I'm getting upset tonight, it's not. I've got bad hay fever, so I've got running. Oh, sorry. So, what have you been detecting this week?
No, I haven't. I had incidentally it leads me on to something I can point out. It was my son's football awards on Sunday at the town hall in Congleton. He plays for a club called Vale Juniors, which are basically a massive club. Been established 48 years, running teams from under sevens all the way to under 18s. So it was an awards ceremony all day. That wasn't what I was going to tell you about, but I don't necessarily go into town. I live in Congleton. I don't do town. I don't do people. I like fields and stuff
Thought
like
you
that when
loved
I'm on my own.
Primark. I thought you loved shopping in Primark.
Oh,
And
yeah. Now, if you remember the videos I was sending you last year from outside Primark, proved the opposite to that.
yes, yes, I don't think we could publish those, but
No, we
one
couldn't.
day, Dave kindly sent me WhatsApp videos of his days shopping in Blackpool, and there was a lot of swear words. It was quite good actually. It'd be a good mini film. BBC might buy it. But it was you at all the locations, just swearing, angry. And did it rain? Was it raining?
Oh
Or
yeah, big
yeah,
time.
ah, but yeah. So yeah, that would be quite interesting. But yes.
I could see Steve Newman in the chat. If you've
Oh,
got
hello,
chance,
Steve.
Adrian, pop on over
Yeah.
to Metal Detecting Madness. I saw a picture before,
Was
and
he
I've shared
naked
it to
again?
Metal Detecting Madness. And if it's not Steve Newman, then I'm a
Oh, no.
monkey's uncle.
Yeah. Bless
You'll
him.
know when you see
Bless him.
it. Anyway,
Bless him.
yeah, I went downtown and I realised it's the 750th anniversary of the charter being made for Congleton in 1272. So everywhere's got like medieval flags hanging outside all the shops all the way down, and it was also incidentally the food and drink festival. So it was like a big market all the way through town of live cooking, and you can imagine.
Oh, lovely. We've got that near us this weekend.
Adrian. Oh, I've got honey cider.
Oh, I don't know if I'd like that.
Oh,
Don't know if I'd like that.
anyway. So it was just a few things that I would like to point out to people who are in the area. Obviously, you can go around and have a look at all the flags and such like. But there's actually a medieval festival a day, which is free in Congleton Park on Saturday, the 13th of August. And they've got all the Knights of Nottingham coming, plus lots of other medieval entertainment. So,
what is it? Medieval Food Week? Because I've got exactly the same down the road from me.
No,
Medieval
it's just
Festival.
food and drink festival. They have it every year, where it's just like
I've got
loads of people selling pies and stuff. Yeah,
I've got a food festival down the road from me, and I've also got a medieval festival just up the road this weekend, which I want to go to. I want to go to a medieval festival. It's free in
medieval. They're absolutely the ones I've been in the past are bob on. Really are.
Yeah, they're in Whitton. It's in Whitton, in Essex. If anyone lives, is it Whitton? Yeah, Whitton. Yeah.
Friend of the show, Mark Ollie. He's actually organises medieval markets. That's one of his sidelines, and obviously dressing in all the regalia and such like from the period, recreating this, that, and the other.
I want to go there to eat like squirrel and fox pie and stuff like that.
I had a hot dog,
badger hat.
If you're a friend of me on Facebook, I had a hot dog that must have been that long.
What was the girth, the width on it?
That big. Loads of onions. It was garlic Polish hot dog. Divine. But you had everything there. Anyway, I just thought people who are in the area, I know Shane, for instance, Shane Oldcroft, quite easily pop up with his kids that day because it's not far from him. And it's on from 12 noon till 6 p.m. I just thought I'd bring that up because I find it. Load of other bits and bobs going on related to it. There's one I'm looking at actually, Friday the 30th of September. If it's anything the one like I went on my 40th birthday at Ruthin Castle, medieval banquet at the town hall.
What a medieval banquet.
Oh,
did you throw
Adrian.
The food at poor people?
Yeah. Oh, and he had wenches come and bringing me mead and wine all night, which was all included in it. And it was like baked potatoes, and you were even wooden knives and forks and your wooden bowls and stuff. And they had all minstrels and things playing lutes and stuff. It was really, really good. I was dressed as a jester and very, very drunk.
Oh, God. John Clayton's just put, Dave, you going to Chester's coin exhibition at the Chester Town Hall in August?
I know they're normally on, John, but I've not actually seen any information for it as yet.
All the Northwest Club.
It's generally the NCMD that actually the Northwest region that run that, so it might be them.
You got me thinking now of a medieval banquet. I'd love to. Oh God,
Adrian, if you get the opportunity, I'm pretty sure Kerry saw something. She mentioned about going to one, something in that general area where she lives.
They do one near me, but it's very expensive and it gets.
I'd do it, mate. Pay it because all you, as I say, all your wine and that's included. I was 11.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I was staying there.
Drink's not everything, Dave, but that would be nice if you had lots of wine and meat. And I just like the idea of throwing chicken legs at people. Quite like the sound of that.
My brother was dressed as Henry VIII.
Is he big?
Oh yeah, like me, but older.
I'm trying to think what I'd be. Badger colour.
I could see you as just a lute player, someone like that.
No,
somebody with the long flappy arms and a lute. I wouldn't say you'd play it, but I could see you there with it.
No. I'm going to think about that when I go to bed tonight. What would I have been in medieval times? Anyway,
Mrs. Sadler's coming in the office.
Oh, I've got the badgers here.
Oh, there she is. Oh, I won't show you. She's in a short shorts. I won't show you. I said I won't show you the camera. You're in your short shorts.
Where? I don't believe you.
You don't believe me? Adrian says you don't believe me.
What?
You're in your short shorts. Camera's here.
Oh.
Hiya. You all right?
Hi.
Can't hear you, mate. I've got my headphones on.
I've got green tops on.
I've got a green top on.
Which
you like this one?
I like shit.
Green screen.
Huh.
Let's summon demons. Children's book.
Anyway, it's awful for metal detecting down here at the moment. The ground's hard. There's crops everywhere. And to make it worse, I'm hearing that some farmers are talking about a double, because the wheat's coming up so quick. Looks like they could harvest
Double
it
harvest.
early and reseed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I tell you what, every single
for the
field I
economy.
pass on my way home from work is just hay baled. Everything's been cut short and baled.
Yeah. It's being cut up
Brilliant.
now, which is
Kerry
good.
says she can see you as the person who empties the urine.
I wouldn't mind doing that, to be fair. Wouldn't mind doing that, actually. What for royalty or just for general people? Ask her anyway. It wouldn't bother me doing that. I'd rather do that than be a chef or a jester. Couldn't be a jester. Oh, I couldn't think of anything worse. I know you dressed as one, but you have to be funny, don't you? And they're
I'm
never
hilarious.
funny. But like clowns aren't. Well, I mean, what's all that about? I mean,
You didn't have to wear
anyone's
a
a
big
jester.
red nose.
When you drunk like 4 pints of mead, oh, he takes the piss a lot. She's just put on. It's very nice for Kerry. I do though. I do mock the afflicted. One does mock the afflicted. Have been doing it all this week at work. I don't know why, but I've been. Do you know? I'll tell you this quickly. There's probably 6 people watching. We got at my work. We got railings, got security fencing, but there's railings, and some kids have wedged it open. And there's a bloke I work with who's about 6'2", quite a hefty lad, and he's been cutting through this every day. And I thought, wouldn't it be funny to crowbar it like a centimetre over each day of the week? So he thinks he's getting fatter, and he got stuck today. And I've been sitting watching him leave work and get stuck in each night. He's been going, oh, and getting through, and then the next night it's been, and then tonight it was just like he just couldn't get through, so he had to walk the long way round. But he thinks he's getting fat, but I'm just crowbarring the thing. Anyway, sorry.
I have to behave these days, Adrian. Being a union representative, I'm a new Dave.
Well, I won't say what I do, but I should be doing that. But yeah, anyway, yes. So the ground's hard. It's all a bit of a nightmare. I'm desperate to get out with the Legend again, because the Nocta Macro Legend I got on field testing, and I like it a lot. It's a really good machine, and turn
You
it
should
on.
have said that in a. You should have said that in a Dumb and Dumber. You haven't seen Dumb and Dumber, have you?
Yes, but I was only about 12.
I like it a lot.
I can't remember it. But yes, it's a cracking little machine. Well, it's not little, but well, it is. It's a little bit heavier than Simplex, but it's not a lot of people shouting about it. It's got a bit quiet, so I don't know how they're doing selling it. Badger, quiet. So I want to get out with that, and then there's rumour of Mine Lab bringing some things out soon, which we might hear about at. Oh,
Detectable. Tickets available now.
Tickets available. Detectable.com, I think. Is it?
It might be on your T-shirt, mate. I don't know.
Oh, no, it's not. No,
not?
No, it's not. And then obviously it's Rodney Cook, and then there's all the other ones which we've got about. Joan Allen.
Detecticon, Just Detect. Joan Allen.
Still got tickets. Detecticon.
Yes,
still
Detecticon got tickets. You got till the end of the month to purchase them.
Yeah, Sean McMahon. Detectable this year isn't in the same location. But have they said where it is, Dave? Or is
Yeah. It's on the
so it's
border of Cambridgeshire and somewhere else.
Norfolk, yeah. So a massive. Well, I think it's the highest fines in the UK, isn't it? Around there, according to Paz.
What's the word? Statistically, yes.
Yeah. So it's.
We've got Detectomania in Scotland as well. Didn't know about that one.
Oh, and the man who goes up the Thames, Mudlarking, who's been on the show.
Cy Fines?
Cy Fines has got a. I think I mentioned it the other day.
One, was it?
Yeah.
On the big old World War II thing.
Yeah, on a World War II base, which I quite like to do. Sorry, chucking the ball for the dog. Yeah, so there's lots of rallies coming up, but as soon as those fields get harvested, it's going to go well. I'm trying to get all my jobs done at home, so we'll be out when it gets nice. So I'll only go out like once a week detecting. But yeah,
Well, I can appreciate you once a week.
yeah,
I also have to thank you, Adrian, for sending up obviously the Quest Q30, which we took on the beach. Mason never used it, and I took
yes,
that and the Vanquish on the beach. And although I absolutely despise beach detecting, probably now more than ever, I enjoyed using the Quest Q30 on the beach. It is without a doubt the only machine I've ever used that doesn't go stupid all the time, and you actually understand what it's doing. I
yeah,
understood it. I actually understood it. I messaged you. The only downside for me personally was the tones. It was squelchy instead of single tone, and I
yeah,
personally prefer that. The squelchy was doing me head in. But
yeah.
walking
You
along the
can't.
beach, you knew what you were doing. And
Yeah.
that's the
Well, how
first
did
time
you
I've ever had
find
that.
the Vanquish on the beach? Because that's good on the beach.
Yeah, it was fine, but I obviously, with the Q30 being waterproof and me being a galoot, I thought it best
Mm.
I took them both the first day and used the Vanquish 50% of the time, Q30 50% of the time. Then I thought, where we sit, we were on Ligwy Beach in Anglesey. So there's a river that comes onto Ligwy Beach, and we sit next to the river. It sort of divides each side of the beach, sort of thing. Low enough to walk through, but me being me, I think it might be a good idea to just use the Q30 because when the tide was coming in and I was splashing about, I thought I'm going to end up in there. I'll use the Q30. But yes, thank you. I thoroughly enjoyed getting to know that a little bit.
No, it like I always say, and Chris Rogers got on his channel. Addicted to bleeps. It's a cracking machine. Doesn't get. Some people might not like it, but it's a turn on go machine, waterproof, and it's so cheap. I did love it. You've got it now, but I've got the Q60, which I took to the Isle of Wight last year and found a.
Is that like a big
engagement.
brother to the Q30?
Yeah, it's got a lot more features and bigger coil, a ridiculously big coil. It's called the Turbo Monster Beast or something. It's big coil, and it's very sensitive. So a lot of people make mistakes by running the Q60 quite high sensitivity, and they won't drop it down to, I can't remember if it's 0 to 100 or whatever, but a lot of people run it at like 90, 95, like you would a Deus, and they run it at that, and it really can run quite comfortably at 80, and you don't lose any depth. It just gets erratic. But yeah, it'd be nice if Quest brought out another machine soon, although they've brought out a lot the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
But we've had so many machines over the last few years, haven't we? And then we got the Atrex, which I'm meant to lend that to someone tomorrow. Oh, is Tony Kaywood in the chat?
Yes, he
Yes,
is.
he is. Oh, Gary Cook. Yeah, call me tomorrow, Gary. That's fine. Tony Kaywood, your headphones from Rutus, have they been pairing okay on the Atrex? Because I've had a bit of trouble, and I don't know if it's me or it's my headphones, because I've got the early ones like you probably. So
I'm thinking about actually starting a new business manufacturing stock coils for different machines and actually calling one the Turbo Monster Beast now.
Honestly, if you Google Quest Q60 coil, I'm sure it's called Monster Turbo. Oh, no, Beast.
Not only will I do
Turbo.
that, what's it called? Quest
Q60 coil. I'm sure it's called Turbo Beast or something. I think the guy who called it that probably still drives an RS Turbo.
Quest
and has
Beast
like
X.
Sorry?
Beast X.
Yeah, that's it. I could have
And there's a
sworn it had
Blade
turbo.
X as well.
I could have sworn it had the word turbo in it.
Raptor X, Blade X, Beast X.
I could have sworn
I
it
wouldn't
had turbo.
mind, but it hasn't even got an X in it. It just looks like loads of.
But it's
D's.
a very, very. Tony Kaywood. Yep, totally fine. He did a video for idiots to help them on his headphones. Right. Oh, look at that then.
What's he trying to say?
I'm sure that I'm pretty because they're mine. Well, they're not Mine Lab ones. They're similar to Mine Lab ones, but they got totally different circuitry in them. But the whole pairing thing, I think, is the same. So I need to sort that one out. It's not long now, Dave, till we got Rodney Cook and Detectable, is it? I mean, Rodney Cook.
As the time flies, we're in June, July, August. No, it's over 3 months.
And we got, about the comedy lineup at Rodney Cook. Oh, as he said,
Gary alluded to it. He was going to give us a little bit more information when he comes on to show.
Oh, I'll leave it till then. But that is proper. How can I put it? It's not just some fat bloke down Gary's pub. It's people we will know from the television. So the quiet sounds old school, doesn't it? That's my kids.
I like that for a name. Steve Pettican, the Freddy Krueger Turbo 4000 Ripper. I like that.
Freddy Krueger Turbo 4000. Oh, I like the word Ripper. Does anyone remember a BMX that was called a PK Ripper? I used to always want one of those. About 400 quid. But yes,
my mate, digressing, my mate, his mum couldn't afford a BMX, so he got a second-hand grifter and put BMX pads on it, and he was convinced it was a BMX. Couldn't do anything because it was too heavy. Remember the grifter?
Yeah, I had 2 grifters.
Yeah. Trying to do bloody BMX stunts on a bloody grifter. Wasn't happening. Sorry, I digressed.
No, but you did have mud guards, so when your mates were coming home through wet weather, they'd have all brown marks up their back. But on a grifter, you wouldn't because you had mud guards.
True.
Yeah. And you could also fix your feet. I bet you did, yeah.
And it was an early chopper because it had that little bit of white over the seat where it said, "Don't give backies."
Yeah. Who the hell put that on there on a bloody bike in the 70s? Gary Cooks just said comedy store. So if anyone knows what that is, that's who'll be
Rodney Cook.
And that'll be on Friday night. So
back to the Q30. I was watching it because it was obviously Jubilee week, everybody off work, Whit week. Everyone on the beach, all finding beautiful gold rings, thousands of pound coins. I found 50p, which is about a metre from where I was sat, probably mine. And I don't know how many old pull cabin rings, bits of bloody crap, metal, aluminium, and nails. That's all I found.
Yeah, but
and that beach is snying.
Yeah, but you've got to remember that ring pull would be a shotgun cartridge or a bit of lead. So
yeah, I know.
It's I think, I don't know. I don't mind beach detecting. Since I went to the Isle of Wight last year, I don't mind beach detecting so much, as long as you've got the right machine. As long as you're not going on there with like an original Deus, which isn't really designed, or the original Rutus or something like that. As long as you've got a sort of a Nox or something which is good on the beach. I mean, the Quest, I think, is probably better on the beach than the field in some cases. Quest Q30. But yeah, your boy's got it though, isn't he now?
Yeah. Dark Knight Detectress asks, evening, no guests again. What's happening, guys?
No, sadly, scared.
Sadly, we weren't able. This week's guest wasn't able to join us, so we're at to. We did have opportunity to organise another guest. Need to sit and go through our extensive list of contacts to arrange the coming weeks. We have people lined up, but sadly, due to personal reasons, he wasn't able to join us tonight.
Yeah, and
these things happen, sadly.
Yes. People don't know what goes on in the background, but the Dark Knight Direct Detectrist, hiya. Hard walking on dry, loose sand. It is blinking tiring. You're right. Oh, yeah, you've just reminded me now. Your calf muscles walking on sand all day. Oh, yeah, that is bad. Oh, yeah. Badger. That is hard. But was it dry sand, Dave, or was it hard sand?
It's funny because you got a ridge where everyone sits on the dry sand, and it just drops off a little bit onto the wet sand, like just a little drop. It's mad how it works. Where obviously the tide only comes into, because you'd expect it to all be uniform, but all dry sand dropped off onto where the tide went. So a bit of both, really. And it's
Well,
quite bemusing how quickly tide actually comes in and out there as well.
yeah, you've
It's
got to
not
be
quite.
careful of that. Maybe someone should do a
Well,
point.
I was detecting on this little sand embankment, not realizing the water was filling up around me. And I looked and I thought, yeah, I better go now. And within
Yeah,
minutes, by the time we got back to where I was sitting, I think the whole area was covered.
yeah, it's true. You can. I haven't heard of any detectorists who got stranded. What would you do in the
Adrian,
storm?
TC says, can we get James on?
Uh, I doubt it. Shall I phone him up?
Not now. In the coming
Oh,
weeks, I think we should get him on simply because some of the stories he'll have about you will be fantastic.
well, he's known me 40 years, so
And
detecting and
being
non-detecting.
only 42, that's quite a long time.
Yes. Actually, I think he's abroad. No, he's not. No,
What,
I
a
don't know.
female?
No. But we could get James on. He's very shy, is James. Um,
He chats when you start talking to me. He
yeah, when you
reads.
start talking to him. Yeah, we could get him. Or we could do a joint show. I could sit with him down the pub. That'd be quite a good one. But
That'll
yeah,
just
he's
end up you and him getting drunk and me having to sit there and apologise.
Dave. He doesn't drink, and
No, he doesn't, does he?
well, he tries to. Is he in the show? Because I can talk about him. No, he's not. Is he?
So basically, he can drive you to the pub and you can sit
Well,
in the pub with him drinking.
well, he doesn't like driving much either. But not last detectable. I think it's one before that. We booked up in a hotel, and we got there on the Friday night. We were at detectable. I think it might have been when it had a. I think it was spring, and we checked into the hotel. I said to James about 7 o'clock.
That was Spring Detectable was the old person's home hotel.
Oh no, it was the one before that one then. So we booked into a hotel, and I said to James, should we go to a local pub and have a few beers? He went, yeah. So we get in this pub, and I said, what are you having? He said, I'll have a Coke. I said, oh, don't have a Coke. And even though it's like a detective, mate, you don't go out on Friday nights. Some of us do, but I don't with him. And so we went to this pub, and he said, no, I'll have a Coke. So I said, I'll get you a beer. What beer do you want? He went, I said, Budweiser? He went, yeah. So I got him a pint of Budweiser. Anyway, 5 pints later, James started getting a bit rowdy. If he's in the chat, he'll agree with this. He started getting a bit rowdy in the pub. You know, he's quite shy. He started going up to the jukebox and putting music on and dancing. I thought, flipping heck, is he all right? And then he said, should we get a kebab or something? I'm like, oh. Anyway, I said, James, you all right? He said, yeah. I said, how do you often drink that much? He went, no, I don't drink. And he'd had 5 pints. And I think there was a few Stellas in there and probably an Abbott Ale as well. But yeah, he got a bit mullered, but he doesn't drink normally. But we could get him on the show. We could get him to talk about the Rutus Auto 71, which he had since it came out. And only recently he's had the Equinox. And he's recently just purchased a original Deus with HF coil, which he's finding he's not very technical, but he's getting on all right with it because there's some good deals out there. But yeah, we could phone him, couldn't we? I away get a phone call when watching a live FFS. We could call him.
Always.
Shall I phone him up? See what he says?
I've got a favour to ask of people if I can find the email. No, that's not it.
What, like the show? Because there's 3 people watching. No.
Yeah, all 3 people who are watching. No, that's not it. There it is.
Oh no. James, if you're watching, phone me up and I'll put you on speaker just in case you're scared I know you've got a black and white telly and monitor. Well, he's got a Commodore 64, so I don't think he's got much broadband speed. What was I going to say? Dave,
Adrian.
you know the competition last week we did for the cleaning pencil?
Yes.
Have you heard from the winners?
No.
Right. Apologies, I haven't contacted you. I forgot all about it. I only realised tonight. So they obviously don't watch the show. But we had over 500 entries for that competition. So if you haven't received an email, you'll get one tonight for the fantastic prizes donated by Graham Dempsey from cleaningpencil.com. I think is his website. So all good stuff. You all right, Dave? You had a stroke? What's happened?
No, I'm looking for an email.
Look at the badger. Where is it?
There it is.
Ellie, who's that? It's Dave.
Kerry. No, that's not it. Oh, yeah, I found it. Kerry has a favour to ask. So basically, she would like people who listen to the Lost Tapes of History to give some reviews on iTunes and Spotify, as it helps directory surface them to potential new listeners. So if you are able to go onto iTunes account or Spotify account and leave the Lost Tapes of History some stars and some kind words, and that would be delightful and help give the Lost Tapes of History a much-deserved boost up the charts where people are going to be able to see. Thank you very much.
Yeah, if you've got a Spotify account, it literally takes like half a second. So do it. Lost Tapes of History. Just go on Spotify and like it. It's a good show.
Right, half a second. And my Spotify aren't even loaded up. Oh, right, it's loaded up now.
Well, I've done it. So why is it you get those?
How'd you leave stars on? How'd you leave stars on?
Leave a review. Does anyone, when they're drinking wine in their garden, get them black flies in it that makes the wine taste of, I don't know, you only need one fly. I reckon it does a wee in it or something. It's awful. Sorry, I digress. Tony Kaywood said he's got a show idea for Ya. I don't know who Ya is. Maybe that's some sort of northern dialect. Don't understand.
Yeah, he's down with the kids.
I know
Tony.
you. I know you. Have we got Tony's video? I'd like to see that.
No, we haven't got it, mate. Sorry, I couldn't find it.
I still like seeing that. Poor old Tony.
Sending your clips. Sending your clips.
We should have got Tony on to talk about the Rutus Atrix, actually, because I'm hearing a lot of positive feedback about that machine.
Tony, are you free next week?
Well, he could come on now, couldn't he? He's probably in his pants, Rutus pants.
No, if we promote it, then obviously more people, Rutus users, will be able to see.
Oh, I see. No,
give it much deserved promotion. Tony, are you free next week? Say yes. Say yes. Say yes. Say yes.
He's got a new permission.
I'm out with the drone at the weekend. Might fall over with an overhead shot. Oh, imagine that. If he's looking up in the sky and falls down a hole, falls into a ditch.
In a cow pat. That'd be really, really good. That really
gets savaged at the groin by a badger. Tony's free next week.
He's got a lot of land at the moment. He's got a lot. There's many people in the chat been able to detect him much, because I'm scrapping around on old permissions at the moment, mainly shooting bits. What's it called? Field cover, for shooting. Bit on there. I found William.
When you go back on old sites, do you use a different machine every time, just in case?
Yeah. So I went on last week. Went on a site which is used for shooting cover, like sweet corn and that. And the sweet corn's gone, and it's not deep ploughed or anything. And me and my mate James have literally smashed it with Equinox, Rutus, Deus, Quest. I'm trying to think of all the Simplex. Trying to think of all the machines. I've been over it, and I took the Nocta Macro Legend with Sid Perry's settings for the silver, and within 20 minutes got I think it's William III silver. I can't remember what it is. It's a beautiful coin, about 4 inches down. And James said, we've been over that bit loads, because it's the bit you walk into the field. It's like across, and we've been over it with probably 5 or 6 machines at least each. And,
when you found it, did you go like that to Sed?
Yeah, I did. I just went. He went, He was like, you know what it's like? It's like looking like that. And I just went, And he's like, what's that? But I will say the Noctamagro legend is a silver monster. It loves silver. I haven't found gold with it yet. I hope to, but the tones when you hit silver on it, like I don't think I've the way I had it all tuned in. I was knocking all metal mode, knocking out 6, so 0 to 60, and just what?
Just reading what Gareth Howard wrote. A video of TC falling through the bar like Del Boy would be good.
Well, he did that in the video, didn't he? He did.
We
he
need
did
somebody
that
to edit that into Del Boy doing it and put TC in his place.
He should do badges like that. But I'm confused now.
James is watching, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah. He's put. I'm watching, mate. Started another load of pills today. Official ones this time from the doctor. Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, sick face, sick face, sick face.
James, don't put that on there. No, it's not from me. The unofficial pills. He's
also said, Adrian, we got to get in that woodland permission. Hope to be up for detecting by the weekend.
Yes, I'll make a note of that. So we are fortunate enough to have a medieval forest near us. And when I say it is a medieval forest, the local authority that ran a report on it about 5 years ago. And there's some very rare plants in there that things like there's certain types of garlic, wild garlic and things which they've traced back to the medieval times, and there's other bits and bobs and stuff in there. And the whole forest is probably the size of, it's not massive. How big would you say it is? Probably size of 3 or 4 football pitches. But the farmer is ploughing the whole middle up for the first time. So it's going to be full of shotgun shells because there's a lot of shooting there. But we're going to detect in there. So that will be quite exciting. The only thing is it's near a really, really busy roundabout in Essex. So
is it Benfleet roundabout?
No, it's not that one. But no.
I only know that from a song by a
Injury
person. No, I can't say the name of the band on air because it's rude words. But I always play them to you.
Oh, yes. So we've got that to do, which he keeps moaning at me about. We've also got a beautiful house.
3 acre permission at a manor house.
Well, we've got another house that's got a load of grass in it that's been cut up at the moment. But yes, we have got.
Steve Pettigan says about the wood. Could it be a good dogging spot, Adrian? Well, no, that obviously means about walking your dogs.
Oh yes, yeah, I might take my dog. No, you can't park near there, so we can get access into it. But yeah, James has got a manor house. I've forgotten how he got that.
Fluttering his eyelids. I've seen them eyelashes of his.
No, I can't remember. But yeah, he's got a thing is, manor houses and stuff like that. You had people with money there. So Julian Evan Hart, I think he did one this week or something. And he's done a few in the past. His mate Dave Stuckey has done them as well. Dave Stuckey, you know, the one who's on the video from Jeremy Beadle. Yeah. He's always, and manor houses are nice, but the sad thing I find is they've got lovely lawns, and we've got permission to dig them up, but I just feel guilty digging them up, even though we'll put them back neatly. But yeah.
Stan's lad, very jealous, detecting around the moved earth on a building site I'm working on. A 16th century watermill, bottle digging there too. Then James says, sorry, that's 2 permissions, a 3 acre and a manor house where the BBC filmed. Paul B says, Adrian, can you return to the subject of detecting silver on the legend? What makes it so remarkable on a multi or just higher frequencies? Right.
So I ran it on, there's M1 and M2 on the legend. So M1 is multi-frequency, but it predominantly it uses all the frequencies, but it predominantly relies on the lower frequencies more. So you'll get a bit more depth, but you'll lose the smaller targets. The M2 relies on more the higher frequencies. So I can't remember what it's up to, but as opposed, so you don't get so much depth, but you'll pick stuff out at lower depths. And discriminating, you can run it fully open, but on the ground I was on, you knock it to 6, which there's options of 6, 10, and totally take, I can't remember what it is, 0, 6, and I think 10, and then totally take out iron. Then I won't go into it too technically, but adjusting the tones, so your iron tone's low and your anything above sort of 20 is high target. And it just, I don't know what it is, how not to have programmed it, but it proper screeches out. So I tried it on the Deus 2, and it was like a normal signal, whether it was like a copper coin or whatever. Sorry, badgers having a fit. So on the Deus 2, it's sort of like beep, 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 you know, but on the Legend, it's beep, beep, beep. It really smashes it out. And if you look at Sid Perry's videos, you'll see what I mean. I don't do YouTube videos. I will one day, but yeah, I found 2 silver denarii with the Legend. This, I think it's William III, and quite a few sixpences. I found a lot of silver and a few hammers, but it might be luck. I don't know, but the signal that you get, the tone on the silver is massive. I'm writing a review for Treasure Hunting magazine in the next few weeks, and I'll explain more about it in there. But I'll be honest with everyone, when I got that Legend, I was looking forward to it, but I wasn't over the moon. And I think James, in the chat, if you're watching, will back me up on this. It's been a very go-to machine. It's very much a turn on. The interface is really easy to use compared to some other machines. I won't say any, but it's very well thought through, and it's not been buggy. I'm not going to say, I've had one little bug on it, which hopefully they'll sort, but it turn on and go, headphones sync, lovely headphones. There's 2 bugs actually, but that's probably me being totally not how you'd use a metal detector, but you have to test these things.
Now, you've also been out to play the weekend. You went to you were invited along with Dan from Treasure Hunter magazine to the NCMD AGM as well. Now, I know you can't discuss what transpired in the AGM, but your thoughts on it were...
What things?
some of the things that took place you can't discuss.
Yes, I was very fortunate to be invited.
You were you were impressed with how the amount of information that was run through and stuff like that, weren't you? Yeah.
Fortunately, Treasure Hunting magazine were invited by the NCMD to their annual general meeting. Myself and the owner of Treasure Hunting magazine attended on Sunday last weekend. It was an all-day event. It wasn't like stalls and stuff like that. It was sitting in a meeting room in a travel lodge or something. But I will say this. There's been a lot of criticism about the NCMD over the years. And
myself included.
Yep, yourself included. But they've got a new website, which to us probably doesn't mean a lot. But when you go out detecting and someone says you remember the NCMD and they go on the website, and there's a hell of a lot of information on there. There's templates, there's information for landowners. There's now a forum. So I would get those who are interested to sign up to the forum on the NCMD website. And it's predominantly people new to the hobby. So they spent the money on that. There's also the app. If you go onto the Google or Apple store, type in NCMD, there's an app which will hold your membership card, which I'll show you actually, because it's very, very, very easy, he says. And so I've got the app. So NCMD. So you open the app up, you log in, you click on membership, and there's your membership card. So you can show that to the farmer like that. You can also do a thing where you can, it's a bit like some other apps, you take a picture of your find and you can upload it, and it stores it on your camera roll and all that malarkey. But they're doing a lot of things at the moment, and there's some other big things planned in the future because people have said they're sitting on a lot of money, they're not doing enough. It's changing in a big way, and they're going to be at Rodney Cook. I think they're going to be at Detectable. So whereas you'd go to a rally and sort of where are the NCMD, they're going to be there now. They're going to be asking you questions, and they're also pushing some serious things in the hobby which are I won't say what they are, but some things that are affecting a lot of people who found stuff in the hobby. So as we all know, if you find a gold ring or a coin, coins or a hoard, you declare it to your flow, and then it goes through the process. There's certain issues there, so there will be improvements, and they are very proactive at the moment. So I just thought I'd mention that today. I came away, it was like a breath of fresh air. So it's all looking good. And there's also going to be some other things later on in the year for competitions and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a nice day. I had really bad hay fever, so to be in a travel lodge in a room, it was quite nice. But I would say to people, get the app on your phone, because to be responsible in our hobby, you need to record your finds. And if you've got an app, which is it's quite slick, NCMD, hopefully people are downloading it. It's worth having on your phone because sorry, go on, Dave.
I was just breathing.
I was just about to say, if you go looking for permissions and you show that NCMD app, they'll go on the NC. Most farmers, what's all that about? Go on the NCMD website and read up on it. And I think they need to be as professional as they need to be. So yeah, we'll see.
Well, as most people know, I was on the NCMD subcommittee for a period of time, and the old regime and I don't have anything nice to say about 90% of the people who were on that board at all. 10% remain good friends with. So that 10% I've moved forward with new people in place. And I know there have been some massive changes for the better. And it'll be nice to see in the future. And obviously, if we can work alongside them, we're still waiting for Alan Tamblin, the General Secretary, to give us a date that he's going to be available and be able to discuss everything that's going on at the NCMD on the show. So I look forward to it. I am a member. I'm a member of the NCMD.
Well, why would you be?
I didn't actually let my membership lapse. And I know there are other organisations out there, and we can't knock any of them in any way, shape or form. They're all doing good work. Well, one of them isn't. What does it do? The long-serving one that's been there for years, what's it actually do? Doesn't do anything, does it, really?
I think, just going what Tony says, app only works for members. Shame, as a preview version might encourage people to join. I think if you think about the amount of images, Tony, that are being uploaded, and work
data.
in the background, and data, because that data is stripped out. So if you find a hoard in a field, the NCMD can't track that, because it's all locked away securely on the server. They're using, I think they're using Amazon, what's it, AMS or whatever server. So it's quick, it's very fast. There are other apps out there that are a bit slower, but if you use the NCMD app, it is really quick. But it all costs, and we pay as members to have that privilege. So yes, I get what you mean about having samples, but you might end up with people all over the world signing up who just fill up the server with a load of old stuff. So yeah, but it's worth.
James has just said, I always remember that horse field we went on one day, Adrian. Your eyes were streaming and you didn't know why. Funny that the lady was a doctor and prescribed you the antihistamine bonus. Are you allergic to horses?
Yes. Well, I didn't know I was, but apparently I am. Tony, a preview version would limit how much you upload. Missed marketing opportunity. Yes, but that limit could dogs going mad with sausages. But that limit takes up server space, and when you're offering it to the whole world, that comes as a cost. AWS servers, that's right, Amazon servers. It all costs money. I think if you pay for a hobby, Francis Wright from
And I was just
Melbourne,
about
Australia.
to say that. I love it when somebody pops up we've not seen before, all the way from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening or good morning. I don't know what time of the day it is there. Early hours of tomorrow morning, maybe. Francis Wright. Nice for you to join us.
What machine do you use, Francis?
What machine do you use? Bet it's a Mind Lab.
Yeah,
It's Australia.
100%.
It's Mind Lab. Definitely.
It won't be a C-scope. But
6 a.m.
are you going to work, Francis, or going to detecting? And what machine do you use?
A GPZ 700.
Proper hardcore.
7,000 even.
Yeah. I bet you fancy nice stuff with
Adrian. What's a GPZ 7,000?
I was going to whisper in the microphone then. It's a good machine, Dave. It's
Made
from the
by-
company. It's from the Go on, guess what manufacturer, Dave? Go on.
Mind Lab.
Go on. Yeah.
Mind Lab. I thought it was a motorbike.
No, it's a very good machine. Very, very good machine. Not very cheap. Costs a lot of money. Yes.
Somebody says a gold machine, and I don't know, Francis, if I'm right in saying over in the UK we watch Aussie Gold Hunters. So that's how I know about Aussie gold hunting, obviously. But I take it, do you participate in that much? Because that's something that watching them programs, Adrian, Aussie Gold Hunters, and them finding the nuggets that they do with metal detectors is just mind-boggling.
I don't like watching it really because it makes me want to go on holiday there. So.
You know, we nearly had some people off Aussie Gold Hunters on the show. I don't think they were in the last season, but they were in all the others. The couple who wear the camouflage together, the husband and wife.
Oh yeah,
Because we wouldn't pay them to come on the show, they wouldn't come on the show in the end. Like I've got money.
Well, pay with love, don't we? Yes. Anyway,
I'm favours. We do favours as well.
That's nice of Francis to come on.
Adrian.
Oh, big screen. Show us. Big screen.
Show and tell.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Make it big.
Easy now. There it is. I couldn't find my book last week, so there it is. I have to have my book.
How thick is it?
It's 300 and it's about 400 pages with all the pages and pages of bibliography and stuff like that. And you know, when we were talking about all the different places where, let me get a full screen. Why do you want to see me? We were talking about all the different places, and he was saying how many of there are in X6. Yes. Cheshire, where I live, has one, and Staffordshire has one. I think we're the most leastly connected giant places going. But then again, there's two in Cheshire that aren't in here that I know all about.
I'll be honest with you, Dave. When last week we had, I've forgotten his name, Hugh on the show, I thought about giants. I thought, and then afterwards, I've really thought about it. I thought, why not? Why have we not? You know, you get midgets, people of restricted growth.
Scotty Bay.
Yeah, and why not giants? And I thought more about it, and I haven't ordered the book yet, but I do want to order it because I think it'd be quite like he said, it's a book you can travel around the country.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure the average person's wife would love to do that, along with metal detecting on beaches.
If I just flick through now, the amount of old newspaper cuttings and articles and photographs and, well, just that in general, and old paintings, you know, 16th, 17th, 18th century paintings and such like that, which, if you look at it, the pictures, yeah, it does suggest so. And the news articles are actually things that are Where's that one there? Just seen. I think
Well,
that was Cheshire. Giant bones in Britain, Sir Arthur Keith, the anthropologist, who is one of the outstanding personalities of the British Speleological Association, now holding its annual conference at Settle in Yorkshire, has classified bones of a man and woman found in a Settle cave as belonging to pre-Iron Age, although the man was at least 17 years, he was at least 7 foot in height. And I've even got photographs in here of a skeleton found at Castle Garth in 1994, which if you obviously look at all the bones and such like, it makes it up to over a 7 foot person.
Well, yeah,
And
I mean, we could
years
go on
ago, we've evolved, men are getting taller. So in them days, 7 foot person must have been massive. Like a 5 foot person to Scotty B now. Sorry.
Well, going back to what I've forgotten his name again, who came on the show, they were deemed as people who were dangerous and evil because they were so big and powering, and they, in theory, how can I put it? It's like having someone today who we don't like. So it could be political. It could be, you don't want them buried in a graveyard. You want to dispose of their body elsewhere, don't you? So that's probably why one of the evidence was hidden. You know.
Do you know why I'm laughing?
Why?
Because every time Badger knocks your table, your monitor wobbles.
Yeah. I'll get Badger in a minute. It's currently got sausages, not real sausages, but I'll get it. Nelly, come here, Nelly, come here. Oh, I can't get it. It's like a I'll get it. Oh no, I'll get it. I'll try and get it on the show because it is a. I've got it. No, it's gone. This is sausages. Anyway, what could we do now? We've spoken about Nocta Macro Legend
and the Quest Q30 and the Rufus Atrax.
Yep, I've got to sort out my headphones on that. I'm struggling
What else is coming up? Obviously, the suggestion that Mind Lab are going to be releasing something else. Garrett are working silently behind the scenes. The suggestion there was
Garrett,
something
sorry.
Go on.
Garrett are launching a camo version of the, probably best to get Dawn on to talk about this, the AT Pro and the, what is it? What's the new one? The new Garrett, the flat screen one.
Apex.
Yeah, Apex. Atrax Apex. So Garrett are doing a camo version, so the control housing and bits are covered in camo, but not like a wrap or a sticker. It's like sort of sealed on it. It's really good. Digger Dawn, I think she was in Germany this week or last week, and she saw some developments from Garrett.
Yes, she had a fantastic trip there, didn't she?
Yes.
Lost Tony luggage, lost this, lost that, got there with nothing. I basically had to buy shoes and borrow an entire kit. Yeah, a luggage disappeared.
I think, we should get Dawn on to talk about that show, the trip, because that'd be quite interesting. I think one of the
Tidy Treasure Hunter, he's got, I think, a very good point. What's the point in a camouflage detector?
Yeah.
For no other reason, if you put it down, you're not going to be able to find it. What's the point?
I think it.
Basically, I'd like to have a luminous one, something nice and yellow and outstanding that you can see from anywhere.
Fluorescent. Yeah. Luminous glows in the dark. Fluorescent is in the day.
Well, tomatoes.
A luminous one would be good to glow in the dark, but I agree. I think it comes from the American market, whereas if they go shooting or with crossbows or air guns or bullet guns or whatever, they love camo. They like hunting. So,
do you know the only reason I wear a camo top? I wear a camo like a fishing vest is because the amount of pockets in it. At the time, I couldn't find anything else more suitable. The only reason I wear a camo.
Yeah, haven't got any camo. Oh, have I actually? I've got a detecting vest that's camo, but I'll be interested in who in the chat wears camo and why they wear camo. I bet Philip Wills.
Personally, it's not. You
like,
should. If you're out metal detecting on your own, surely Ivy's vest's better. So just in case you have an accident, people able to see you instead of hiding in the grass.
I can sort of understand. You know, when have you found anything yet? You got a load of people walking, like sort of what are they called? People who walk a lot.
Walkers?
No, they've got a name.
Rambler.
Ramblers. You get a load of ramblers, and you get bumped into them, and they're constantly asking if you found anything, which is nice. But when you get asked it about 30 times, so if you want to jump in a ditch and hide with your detector, that'd be quite good.
Or just be ignorant. Put your earphones on and
totally. Although I quite like talking to people because sometimes you can learn a lot, and through experience, I found that because quite often they say, "Oh, yeah, my father owns the farm next door," or "My friend's got a manor house." Oh, have you ever found anything? You show them. So it's not always best to ignore people.
No. It's good though.
Ramblers, yes, that's correct. Oh, my throat, hay fever. Oh, awful.
Sure, it's not horses. Yes,
No.
but I was issued a very strong antihistamine tablet many years ago, and basically, since I've started taking that on a daily basis, I don't get touched very much of it anymore.
How did you get that? What?
Because my hay fever was that bad. I used to actually have an injection once a year, but they stopped doing the injections every year, so it was a case of try these tablets. Fexofenadine, they're called, and obviously prescription ones.
Googling that. What are they called?
FEX.
Yeah.
OFENIDINE.
I'll get a load of them. They do a suppository version, or
I wouldn't be surprised nowadays.
That's all I can take. Gareth Howard has just put something in the chat which sounds so cool. Luminous detectors that double up as glow sticks. A massive rave at detectable. How cool is that?
Well, for the likes of me, Adrian, who was there for the massive rave at detectable, that'd be meant for people who just like disappear and go home and leave the friends lonely, and then just turn up the next morning and wake them up.
Sorry, I've got interference. Can't hear anything. I can't hear. No. Yes, I didn't turn up. Well, I was there for a while.
Yeah, then you went. And left me there drinking. I had to drink.
Had to.
Polish. What was it called? Polish homemade white see-through whiskey stuff. Poteen. Well, the Irish version. Sorry, the Polish version of Poteen. Mead. Pineapple rum.
Rodney Cook. Well, not Rodney Cook, because they got a comedian on Friday night, but Detector Rave. You take your machine. Oh my God. That'd be like, oh my God, that'd be so cool. So rather than leave it in your tent and worry all night about it getting nicked, you could take it with you. And
Right,
you could
okay.
So
when you're in the dark, you're in the dark with your luminous metal detector, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all dark and you're all raving with your luminous metal detectors, and then you hear Steve Newman's voice.
He's naked with his Roman helmet on, chasing you. Yeah, but you'd see him coming, wouldn't you?
No, because he got a camo one.
Yeah, he has. That's true. But yeah, it'd be quite good. I quite like the sound of that. Maybe there should be pimp up your detector, detectable or something. Yeah, I quite like the sound of that. Might get some LED lights on mine. Because it's like a crutch. As long as you haven't got something flimsy, it's like a crutch walking back to your tent as well. And you can also use it to check in front. No one's in front of you.
Or if you have a Nocta Macro with some varieties, it's got a flashlight on it.
Yeah. Francis, all the way many miles away, said, would it attract the bugs? Well, unless you're in Scotland, which we're not, we don't have many bugs, do we, really, in the evenings? And we have a few fires, but we don't We don't have many
However,
bugs at all.
if you coated it in some sort of repellent or something that kills the
Or
bugs upon instant,
find the frequency of the tone that emits bugs, you could create a bug off. Because there is a tone, isn't there, that bugs hate. So probably at like 40 hertz or something. I think, don't know what frequency. Probably the average detector doesn't go, but yeah, I'm thinking about that.
the root assault of 71 would.
Yeah. It's a shame detectors haven't got a USB port in to plug in like lights and charge your phone. Maybe they will soon. It's true though, isn't it? Everything you buy has a USB bit in it, even
Yeah.
cars. So wouldn't it be good if a detector had a USB port? So let's say you've got the new MindLab Equinox 900, which may come out or whatever, and it's got enough battery capacity for 20 hours, but you're going out for the day and your battery's low on your phone, you can charge your phone and your detector. But then the interference from the phone.
Was your guess on what repels bugs? What frequency of gas?
40 hertz.
38 to 44 kilohertz.
There you go. So your Deus.
Cats and dogs 22 to 25, and in America rodents 60.
Well, so MindLab need to build in on their new machine a rodent expelling program. So when you detect not rodent, a bug, so it emits through the speaker on the machine and your headphones at 38
Or
hertz.
they could make one that emits infrasound and cause people to poop themselves. That'd be hilarious.
Sorry,
Infrasound. Very low frequencies can make people poop themselves. Certain metal bands play a frequency. I've played a frequency so low in the thingy that people's bowels have erupted somewhat. I'll have to Google that now.
John Clayton's just put badger repellent. So would they be 60 hertz, a badger? A rodent? Is a badger a rodent? Oh, God. Or is it... What's dogs? Oh, my God. What's a badger come under? Rodent or dog? Or what is a... Or fox? I need to research this. I'll test it. It's true, though, isn't it? Because you've got a machine that emits a tone. Oh, hang on. No, it doesn't emit the tone at 40 hertz. It's the detecting. Anyway. Yeah. Right. I'm reading the chat.
I'm just reading.
Luminous stickers. Gareth Howard, luminous stickers.
That'd be quite hilarious, really. You're driving past a field late at night. Steve Newman obviously detects at night, and he told us all the reasons why the other week. And he's got luminous stickers all over his detector, or luminous detector, and you're driving past, you'd crash, wouldn't you? What's that?
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? Especially seeing it move. That's quite a good one. I'll tell you what would be good, a luminous pinpointer. So if you lose it, it glows up. Although they do beep, don't they? Pinpointers.
I wouldn't like one of them. You remember them things that were all the rage in the 80s where you went beep, 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 beep. The key rings that you haven't put in your keys.
Oh, yeah,
Dad used to put that on your pinpointer.
Yeah,
if you lose it, whistle.
Yeah, that's quite a good call, actually.
Actually, that's a very good call. Very, very good
But
call.
they do set off. What out of interest, what pinpointer did you use with the Quest Q30?
It was the Quest.
The one, the orange one.
X pointer.
Oh, the posh one.
Yeah.
How are you finding that? All right? Good?
Yes and no.
Oh, really?
Yes, it has a bug and it pisses me off greatly. yes, it's a brilliant thing. Yes, it discriminates. It tells you what's iron and what's not iron. But when you're using it, it starts reacting on its own. And you're like, why are you reacting? It's nothing there. And you have to press and hold the on button basically to reset it to stop doing that. And that pisses me off. You shouldn't do that.
Does it need a few seconds to calibrate when you turn it on?
No. This is like when you've turned it on, you've waited a minute, you go in your hole, you find it, and it just starts going off his head. Or you've left it on, it just stops going off on its own accord. If it was here now, I'd put it on and it'd do it. But it's a really, really bad bug. Fantastic pinpointer, but that so annoys me. Shane will tell you as well, because he reviewed it for RKMD Mag, and that was one issue he had as well.
He's put, that's the minerals. If you have it on full, is to
pregnant goldfish.
Yeah, picks up coke stones, etc. Sand. What's he mean by sand? It's no good if it picks up sand.
So I like it, but it's a pain in the arse.
Well, the Quest pinpointer, which I think Joan Allen were doing with the Q30 for free, I don't know if they're still doing it. That is a cracking little pinpointer. It's only a basic one, but I've had mate James. Has he still got it? Oh no, he's on the MI6 now, but he had the Quest one, which before that was the Technics or something. That lasted back 5 years. So, although recently I've been detecting without a pinpointer, just because I've forgotten to put it in my bag, or I've got the MI6 and I'm not using a Deus machine and it's paired and stuff, and I've been detecting without a pinpointer, and I quite like it in a way. Sometimes
I had the Technics, which was the
pre-Quest.
Same company, just the pre-name, and I had that for about 6-7 years.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The only problem was it fell apart and it just couldn't be retrieved. It was that bad.
I think I had a few legal issues, to be fair, regarding the brand and stuff. So, right. Tidy Treasure Hunter had his for 5 years. Yeah, they last a long, long time. Staffordshire Searcher, he's got the Garrett and the Poli following me every time I get it. Every time I got it out.
He means the pinpointer.
Oh, right, okay. I've met Shane, and I just wondered, because based on what he's saying. But there's so many pinpointers now. I think they're all pretty good, to be fair. But I haven't got a Garrett anymore. I had a Garrett, but I haven't got a Garrett anymore. So I've got lots of different ones, but I haven't got a Garrett.
I would like to try lots of other machines and lots of other pinpointers. And obviously that's what the RKMD Mag and the Big Detective Show are there for, to offer reviews for products and to promote them and to discuss them. And that's why Shane is a field tester for the magazine. But for some reason, I think only Joan Allen and Nocta Macro have actually seen the benefit of that, and and Rutus as well, and Air Detector, even though it was a piece of shit. I mean, it wasn't very good. They've obviously sent us machines in the past to review and whatnot, but some people still don't take us that seriously for some reason.
What you should do is buy a machine off Amazon that's non-branded and show people how bad they actually are.
Yeah.
I won't say any names, but
I mean, I have to buy something off Amazon.
Well, there is that problem, but it's like Treasure Hunting magazine. We get contacted by people because I think I'm right in saying, I am right in saying Treasure Hunting magazine is the world's biggest metal detecting magazine. Even though we're based in Britain, we have people all over the world subscribe, and even in America, there's not as big a magazine that's distributed as big as Treasure Hunting magazine, and we get people all over the world offer us machines and send us machines, and if you get it out of the box and turn it on and it's pants, we won't write a review. So people will quite often argue, oh, field tests are always only positive. Well, yeah, because if it's negative, why write a review because you wouldn't buy it? So what's the point?
It's not just
Unless
that. Why do something and harm somebody's product?
Um,
I can
I
get
think-
it in some respects, but if you're taking somebody's thingy on their goodwill to test, and it's a piece of crap, and you absolutely slate it, then it's
Well-
not very polite.
Well, that was done many years ago, but the thing is, nowadays we're a bit different. So if you're looking at buying an oven on Amazon and it's got 20 reviews that are 4.5 star, you might buy it. If there's an oven with no reviews, you won't buy it. So it's best not to give it the space. And like we've always said, buy from a reputable manufacturer. So there are new people coming into the hobby, like the one you mentioned previously, which has struggled. But just it's like cars, isn't it? You get the odd like Kia and Hyundai 5 years ago or 10 years ago. People were like, oh, but they weren't great when they came out, but they got better. But if you bought a Ford or a BMW or an Audi, you know you're going to get something that was quite good. And it's a hard market to get into, metal detectors, because you've got to please so many people, and you're selling all over the world, different soil conditions, different beach, land, sea, whatever. So yeah, it's probably quite a thing. Oh.
Well, shall we say good night for tonight, Adrian? And next week we're being joined by Tony Kaywood discussing the Rutus Atrex. Let's have a good review of that and a good chat and chin wag and find all. You get a bit cloudy there, Flower. Where's the badger gone?
Badger? See the badger?
Ah, there it is.
Eating a cat or something.
So, as I say, 8 o'clock next week, we'll be joined by that lovely man, Yorkshire button boy, Tony Kaywood, Mr. Foley Down, Mr. Blobby. No, not Mr. Blobby. He used to fall down. Francis Wright says good night. Good morning, Francis.
Good morning, Francis, and thank you for watching in Australia.
Yes, thank you. We're here every week, sadly.
With a guest, normally.
With a guest, normally. Right. Thank you all, and we will see you next week. Good night, Adrian.
Bye, Dave. Thank you, people, for watching.
Good night, people, for watching. That's all.